Hello and welcome back to Unit Conversions. This is the second part of the first lesson, Geometry Unit, Foundations for College Math. So this time we are trying to convert between imperial and metric units. So let's get started with our first example. Before we get started, remember that it doesn't matter what units we're converting, whether we're converting within a system or between the two systems, we always follow the same strategy. So in the example number 5, every day, John writes approximately 4.25 miles. So we write the information given. And we want to find the equivalent distance in kilometers. Because we don't know how many kilometers this would be, we say X kilometers. And then we visit the table, the chart, and we try to find or locate distance, because we're measuring distance or length. And we try to find where miles are connected with kilometers. So it seems that that's where we're at. So 1 mile is 1.609 kilometer. So under miles, I'm going to write 1 mile. Under kilometers, 1.609 kilometers. So from here, we're going to create an equation by making a fraction on each side, connect the two fractions with an equal sign. So here goes our equation, 4.25 divided by 1 equals x over 1.609. Cross multiply from here. I like to cross multiply first the two numbers that have the x in it, because I like to keep x on the left side. And just simply use a calculator to multiply the two numbers. And from here, we'll get x equal to 1.609 times 4.25, and that's 6.83825. This has to be in kilometers because x represents kilometers. And rounded to the nearest one decimal, we'll say 6.8 kilometers. And voila. Let's take a look at another example. Now this is slightly different than the previous example. A standard soft drink can hold 11 fluid ounces of liquid. So one can holds 11 fluid ounces. Now we want to find out how many cans of soft drink is equivalent to 3 2-liter bottles of soft drink. So we have to pay attention to the amount or the volume of the bottles. There are 3 bottles of 2 liters each. So the volume of the bottles would be 3 bottles times 2 liters per bottle is 6 liters. Now, we are given the amount of fluid ounces in 1 can, which is 11. So if we want to find out how many cans will fit in 6 liters, we need to find out how many 11 fluid ounces will be in 6 liters. So that leads us to believe that we need to convert liters into fluid ounces first, and then see how many bottles we can fill with volume of 6 liters converted to fluid ounces. So we'll say that in 6 liters, we have X fluid ounces. Okay. Now let's take a look at how many liters are in a fluid ounce or vice versa. So how many fluid ounces are in 1 liter. So we are looking at capacity. And we see in here 1 fluid ounce is 29.6 milliliters, so that's not in liters. We have gallons to liters, quarts to liters. So the closest we can get is ounces to milliliters. So 1 fluid ounce is 29.6 milliliters. 29.6 milliliters. Now, it is very important that if we use liters here, then we have to use liters in here. So we either convert the 6 liters into milliliters, or we convert milliliters into liters. This time I'm choosing to convert 6 liters into milliliters. Now, whenever we see, 6 liters into milliliters, whenever we see the word milli, it means that it's a multiplication by 10 to the power negative 3. So, because it's in the thousands, or you can think of it as millenniums. So we're going to say that 6 liters can be replaced by 6,000 milliliters. So now we have an agreement between the unit measurements, and we have a conversion of milliliters to fluid ounces. Let's create the equation. So we have 6,000 divided by 29.6 equals x over 1. Cross multiply. Oops, this is a little big. Let's do it this way. And we have 29.6x equals 6,000. Divide both sides by 29.6. And we'll have 6,000 divided by 29.6 equal to 202.7 fluid ounces. So the total volume of 3 2-liter bottles in fluid ounces will be 202.7 fluid ounces. We know that in one soft drink, we can fit 11 fluid ounces, which means that one can, 11 fluid ounces. So X number of cans are needed for 202.7 fluid ounces. So again, we are creating an equation here to convert fluid ounces into cans. So cross multiply again. And we have 11x equals 202.7. Divide both sides by 11. And we get approximately 18.42. So we are going to be able to fill 18 and a half approximately, right? 18 and a half cans of soft drink with the 2-liter bottles. Now, in the next question, we have to find the area of a square room of sides 10 feet and 4 inches. And we want to convert this from square feet to square meters. Now, we have to remember one thing, that the chart will give us the linear lengths, okay? So the conversions in linear lengths, not areas, not volumes. But would this be sufficient enough? The answer is yes. Remember that if we are told that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters, it means that 1 inch squared will be 2.54 squared centimeter squared, for example. And the same thing applies to the rest of the measurements. So 1 foot would equal, 1 foot squared would equal 0.3048 squared meter squared. So we have to square the meters in this case. So 1 yard squared will be 0.9144 meters to the power of 2 meters squared, and so on and so forth. Now, the second problem that we need to deal with in here is conversion from feet to inches. So we want to convert this to a single unit because we have expressed the area in feet squared and inches squared. and we want to convert it into meters squared. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say 10 feet squared. I want to convert it into meters squared, and I have 4 inches squared, which I want to convert into meters squared. So obviously we don't know what the area will be in meters squared for each case, so we're going to call this x. And then we're going to go back to the chart to try to convert feet into meters. So what we do see here is 1 foot, 0.3048 meters. So we're going to say 1, you can look at it actually this way as well. So 1 square foot squared, so you can square both of them, but 1 squared is always 1, is 3.048 squared meters squared. And from here, we solve the equation for x. So cross multiply. We have x times 1 equals 10 times 3.048 to the power of 2. Use the calculator. 10 times 3.048 to the power of 2. 92.9. This will be 92.9 meters squared. Now we have to convert inches into meters squared. So we have 1 inch into centimeters. We want meters squared, so we'll say that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Okay, and we're going to say that 1 inch must be 0.0254 meters. We got to move the decimal 2 units to the left because centimeters is smaller than meters. Centi, think century, it has 2 zeros, so we move the decimal 2 to the left. So what that means is that 1 inch squared converts to 0.0254 squared meters squared. So create the equations again. And we have cross multiply. So x times 1 equals 4 times 0.0254 to the power of 2. 0.0254 to the power of 2 times 4. And that will give 0.00258 meters squared, which I would round to 1, 2, 3 decimal places, 0.003 meters squared. So remember that we had the area in feet converted to meters squared and the area in inches converted to meters squared. So we'll add together the two of them. Right here. So 92.9 plus 0.003, which will amount to 92.903 meters squared. And this would be the answer in this case. Okay, so your turn to practice. We have a couple more questions in here. Again, remember to use the exact same strategy, and I will be posting the solutions on Brightspace for you to check the answers. I hope that this made sense, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to the explanations. Bye for now.